Good morning to those in North and South America. Good afternoon or evening to those in Europe and Africa. Good middle of the night to those in Asia and Australia. And I have no idea what time it is in Antarctica. But also, if you're in Antarctica, like, how does the horn not freeze to your face? Anyway, welcome to our faculty session with Dr. Natalie Douglass, authority on inner hearing and solfege training, faculty at both Lake Forest College and DePaul University, Chicago, and expert on the Kodály pedagogical method. I'm your staff moderator, Elizabeth Simmons, Eastman doctoral student, horn faculty at the Eastman Community Music School, and Western New York freelancer. This session today is brought to you as part of the online KBHC experience, our gift to the horn community. Before we begin, as always, please take a moment to make yourself familiar with the controls at the bottom of the screen. Questions posted to the Q&A can be upvoted by clicking on the thumbs up icon that appears below each question. And please post any questions for Natalie in the Q&A. Comments posted in the chat are affected by the drop-down menu above the text box. Depending on which option you select, your comments may be viewed by all panelists or by all panelists and attendees. Natalie and I are your panelists for today. If you post a comment, however, to all panelists and attendees, everyone viewing today's session will be able to see what you've written. You may use this function, but we just want you to be aware of who will see what you write. Please use discretion, and please keep comments on topic with regard to the session. With that, I'll hand things off to Natalie.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for being my moderator. And a huge thank you, of course, to the entire KBHC staff and to the Cormont Music Board. They've put countless hours into putting this week together, and none of this would be possible without them. So thank you, my love and gratitude to all of you. Before I begin, I want to let you know that this is a totally interactive session. We're going to spend the hour playing and singing together. So if you don't have your horn out, I invite you to go grab it now. At the very least, even a mouthpiece would be great if you don't have your horn handy. So I normally start these sessions by telling you my story. And that's not because I think there should be a Lifetime movie based on my life, mostly because I think my story is a very relatable one and probably has a lot of similarities to yours, I would guess. Certainly that's been the case for a lot of my students. And that is to say that my first real musical training, first musical learning of any kind was in band. I'm not from a musical family. My dad is a Marine, my mom is a painter, but band sounded like a lot of fun to me. And I was the weirdest kid, so I picked the horn. But this meant I didn't have any musical training before picking up the horn and sitting in a band with like 50 other kids, right? So of course, disaster ensues. I was constantly putting down the right fingering, but playing the wrong note. You know, you can imagine some little beginning band piece trying to play first space F. No, Natalie, you're not playing F, you're playing D. No, Natalie, you're not playing F, you're playing B flat. And this phenomenon certainly hasn't gone away for us as horn players, right? Even in our more advanced to professional lives. Like, think about first horn in every Tchaikovsky symphony. If you push down trigger 2, did I play E? Did I play F sharp? Did I play G sharp? Right? All possible on the same fingering. We've all probably been in that moment in orchestra where you have an entrance note and God, you just wish that you could play a test note to make sure you have the pitch right in your head. So for all these reasons that make the horn so temperamental, I really hated the horn when I first started, when I was in band. I genuinely wanted to do music. I genuinely wanted to be in band, but I was like clearly the worst kid. And I actually distinctly remember there was a little bench. So 4th grade band was after school, and there was a bench out like by the flagpole out in front of Oak Grove School. And I would sit there, I would wait for my mom to pick me up, and I would just cry. I would just cry. I was just like sad and like totally depressed that this thing that I wanted to do so badly was also going so badly. So just sort of by sheer determination or stubbornness, whatever you want to call it, I stuck with the horn, came to love it, and decided to major in music education in college. So freshman year, had to take a class called Aural Skills, had no idea what that meant. But we started learning solfege, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, where we were singing melodies with a different syllable, do, re, mi, for every different pitch of the scale. I was so green, by the way, that I honest to God thought that the solfege stuff, do, re, mi, I thought that Julie Andrews came up with that. Like that was from The Sound of Music. I thought she was like this brilliant pedagogue. Turns out it's a centuries old system of ear training. But anyway, so we do this solfege training, and by singing melodies on solfege, we're basically training the skill to look at a piece of music, to look at music on the page, and be able to read it and hear it at sight. And this skill totally blew my mind. It was totally mind blowing. Because here I've been struggling with this for 10 years at this point, right? If I'm a freshman in college, I started the horn when I was 8, I'm 18, 10 years. And I could not believe that this was the first time that ear training was being introduced into my musical life. See, now you know how the story ends, right? Because we're here today. I became like mildly obsessed with finding ways to connect ear training and solfege and all of this into what we do, both practicing the horn and performing on the horn. So I wrote a dissertation on this when I did my doctorate. I spent a year as a Fulbright scholar in Hungary studying the Kodály method and basically just getting my patoot kicked by Hungarian teachers on solfege, so that now I can both delight and torture you with different methods to improve your ears such that it makes your life easier as a horn player. Because that's what ear training does. It makes your life easier as a horn player, and that's a huge takeaway I want you to have from today. If you can hear what you're trying to play first, you're relying less on the horn, right? We know this is a temperamental beast. You're guessing less on the horn. So thus ends my story. I also want to tell you this, though, my journey of sorts, in part because I'm sure there are some of you out there today who have had very limited pitch training, or maybe haven't had any pitch or ear training at all, and you're probably thinking like, oh, I'm so behind, or it's too late for me to be doing this as a part of my horn training. And it could not be further from the truth. It was later in my development. There's no time that's too late for this to start impacting your playing. Also, as I think of it, if this is your first day of ear training, like ever, oh my God, I am like so honored that I get to be like your ambassador to ear training. This is like the first day of the rest of your life. This is so exciting. So welcome, and I hope you enjoy the session. So, okay, I want to start now talking about audiation. And this is a term, if you went to James's session on Tuesday, he mentioned audiation a bunch. Also, if you didn't watch James's session on Tuesday, run, don't walk to the archives. It was a really cool discussion, hour-long discussion on using modes, both from a creative standpoint and also from a ear training standpoint. Super great. But this term audiation might be a new one for some of you. So you can think of audiation to music as thought is to language. So in the same way that you can think words without saying them out loud, you can also think and hear pitch without either singing or playing an instrument of some kind. Our ultimate goal is that when you are looking at a piece of music, your mind can hear the pitches in the same way as your mind can hear words when you're reading a book. So why is this important for us as horn players? Very simply, the pitch that you hear in your head is the one that comes out of the bell. We're actually hardwired. So whatever you're hearing in your cognition, we have what's called the 7th cranial nerve, and it connects this inner hearing to your embouchure, to your musculature, which is what produces the buzz, which is what goes through the mouthpiece, and what comes out of the bell of your horn. I'm certainly not the first person to preach about harnessing sort of this power of inner hearing as it relates to physiologically playing the horn. Arnold Jacobs was a huge proponent of this. And if you're not familiar with Arnold Jacobs, somebody you really need to be familiar with, arguably one of the most influential brass teachers of all time. He himself, and he also, I should say, he also played principal tuba with Chicago Symphony for many years, decades. But Arnold Jacobs himself said, there is no better way to improve your brass playing than the study of solfege. Let that sink in for a moment. I'm going to repeat it just in case you want to like get it tattooed on your arm later. There is no better way to improve your brass playing than the study of solfege. Everything that comes out of your horn is just a mirror of what's in your head. Okay, so let's practice this audiation thing now that we've sort of talked about it. We're going to start by singing London Bridge. Okay, this is our starting pitch. I want you to just sing London Bridge with me. And the only additional task you have is that I want you to clap the rhythm of the song as you sing it. Here we go, London Bridge, 2, ready, go. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Excellent. See, your first task of your training, I bet you nailed it. Second thing I want you to do now, I want you to clap the rhythm of London Bridge without singing. So you're going to hear London Bridge in your head. You're going to clap what you hear, but you're not singing out loud. Okay? Still have this in your mind. 1, 2, ready, go. You should already at this point be experiencing audiation, because in order to clap the song, to clap the rhythm of the song, you have to have heard it in your head to some extent, right? Okay, I'm going to up the ante a little bit on you so that we're really checking how accurately you're hearing the pitch in your head. Remember, this is your first pitch. This is lawn. I want you now to clap the rhythm like we did last time. You're audiating the whole thing. But I want you to sing the words, only 2 words, down, the word down, and the word lady. Those are the only 2 things that you're singing out loud. The word down and the word lady. Here we go, clapping everything else. 1, 2, ready, go. Down, down, down. Lady. Excellent. And so now this is something that you can do, by the way, for those of you teachers out there. You can have students kind of sing through melodies and then have them isolate particular notes and rhythms and things. We'll do this later on actually with some Mozart, but it's a really, really great teaching tool and a way for you to actually check. Like, you might think that you're audiating pretty accurately, but then when you have to actually sing selected notes out loud, you might be surprised. Whoops, pitch was more accurate, or less accurate than you thought. Let's buzz this on the mouthpiece. Grab your mouthpieces. I'll give you a moment to grab it. So we're just buzzing the entire melody of London Bridge. Here we go. I assume your mouthpieces by now. Apologies if you don't. 1, 2, ready? Great. Now we're going to do our same little task. I'm going to kind of conduct you a little bit so we can keep together, where you are going to audiate and only buzz the word down and the word lady. Okay? So really, everything that you're audiating, really as vividly as you can. Great dedication to pitch, whether you're audiating or whether you're buzzing. Remember, it's down and lady. 1, 2, ready? Excellent. So you can see how important this skill, this audiation skill, this is everything that we do as horn players. Every time we're playing, we should be audiating every note. You might have heard Bernard on Monday night say that oral skills is sort of the fundamental of fundamentals, because it's like the thing we do before we even play anything on the horn. So this audiation thing today, I really want you to take this with you and see if, you know, as you move forward, you're really actively hearing everything that you play. Okay, so we've practiced audiation. Let's do some basic solfege training. My big caveat here with everything that I do from here on out is that I know we had like 1,100 people registered for KBHC. And that meant that we probably had 1,100 different skill sets and ability levels and things. So some of you out there might be like solfege champions of the world. Others of you might be totally new to solfege. So if I'm gonna like give you layered tasks, like we'll start with a task and then I'm gonna ask you to do additional things. If you're like at task 1 or 2 and you know you're holding on for dear life, stay there. Don't get discouraged either, because like I said, I'm gearing this for a very wide range of ability levels. This is a safe space. This is a judgment-free zone. I can't. You're probably in your underwear. I can't even see you. So do whatever fits your skill level. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to sing a song, and you are going to just tap the pulse. Tap and not clap, please. Tap the pulse. I'm tapping on my shoulder just because that way you can see it. But if you want to tap your leg in front of you, if you want to tap if you've got like a table in front of you, that's great too. Okay, you're tapping the pulse and you're just listening and memorizing my song. Here I go, up above, a bird is winging by, like an arrow swiftly through the sky. Just listening one more time. Here I go, up above, a bird is winging by, like an arrow swiftly through the sky. Sing with me this time. 2, ready, go. Up above, a bird is winging by, like an arrow swiftly through the sky. Excellent. I can't hear you, but I know it was beautiful. Listen again, and this time you're just listening. I want you to keep tapping the pulse, and I want you to tap the rhythm of the song in your other hand. Okay, you're just tapping 2 hands now. Pulse in one hand, rhythm in the other, and listening to my song. Here I go, up above, a bird is winging by, like an arrow swiftly through the sky. Ha! I can't see you, but I know some of you out there, your hands both wanted to do the same thing, but they're not exactly the same, right? Rhythm and pulse is different. We're gonna do it one more time. Listening, you're just tapping. Here we go. Up above, a bird is winging by, like an arrow swiftly through the sky. Fantastic. Now you're singing with me. Up above, you're singing and tapping. 2, ready, go. Up above, a bird is winging by, like an arrow swiftly through the sky. One more time. Do we need a redemption round? Last time. Here we go. Up above, a bird is winging by, like an arrow swiftly through the sky. All right, grab your mouthpiece. We're gonna buzz it. Buzzing. I'll give you a second to grab your mouthpiece. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. Fantastic. Beautiful. Just imagine all of the mouthpiece like chorus that's happening across the country, across the world right now. It's so cool. All right. So now let's talk about actual pitches here. I'm going to change my song up on you just a little bit. Keep the pulse again. Just listening, keeping the pulse. Here I go. Do, re, mi, so, mi, re, mi. Do, re, mi, so, mi, re, do. Sing with me. Do, re, mi, so, mi, re, mi. Do, re, mi, so, mi, re, do. We're singing on solfege. Woo, what a rush. This is your first time singing solfege. Let's tap now the rhythm. Sing the solfege, tap the rhythm and the pulse. On solfege, 2, ready, go. Do, re, mi, so, mi, re, mi. Do, re, mi, so, mi, re, do. Awesome. All right, now I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm going to talk about some actual pitches here. Hold on, because Grandma's not so good with the Zoom. Share my screen. Oh, Elizabeth, do you need to make me a, oh wait, no, I have a share screen button. Okay.
Yeah, you should have a share screen button. There you go.
Did you see it?
Yep.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Okay, so we are in the key of F, the horn key of F, concert B flat. Okay, now, if my do is F, that means my re is the next note of the scale is G, means mi is A, the next note of the scale. We're skipping fa. I don't have time to go into pedagogically why, so just take my word for it. Bring it up at the green chair thing if you want to know more. And sol is my last note, which is C. Okay, so we just have 4 notes in this song, 4 itty bitty solfege syllables. Let's sing up and down those syllables. Ready? And do, re, mi, so, mi, re, do, F, G, A, C, A, G, F. Simple enough. This is now where I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a moment. I get to introduce something to you, and I love getting to do this because I didn't learn about it until I went to Hungary. I already had a doctorate in music when I learned this. I just think it is the coolest thing ever. It's like the one time I got to introduce IMSLP to a student who didn't know what it was, and I could just watch the like, what? This is how I felt about hand staff. Hand staff. Little did you know that you have been walking through life with manuscript paper with you at all times. You're probably thinking, Natalie, how is that possible? I don't carry manuscript paper. You have 5 fingers, just like 5 lines of the staff. So imagine now I'm a right-handed person, so I actually generally do this with my left hand. So vice versa if you're a lefty. So take your left hand if you're righty, and hold it out such that your palm is facing you, and imagine that each one of your fingers is a line of the staff. So if we're in treble clef, E is here, right? G is here. B, maybe I should do this in front of my TV. Look at how much clearer that is. That's great. Okay. E, G, B, D, and F, right? There's my little lines. And in the same way, you can have spaces in between them. So F, A, C, and E. So let's think about our song again. We have do is F would be here, re is G would be here, mi is A which would be here, sol is C which would be here. Can we sing up and down and show the do, re, mi, and sol on our fingers? Up and down. Ready? Go. Do, re, mi, sol, mi, re, do. Let's sing and show our little song. Here we go. It's an F, 2, ready, go. Do, re, mi, sol, mi, re, mi. Do, re, mi, sol, mi, re, do. Here we go. One more time. For those of you who need a redemption round. 2, ready, go. Do, re, mi, sol, mi, re, mi. Do, re, mi, sol, mi, Fantastic. Can we play it on the horn now? Grab your horn. I'll give you a moment. Here we go, up above a bird on the horn. Again, I'm like wilding out thinking about like so many people doing this all over the place. All right, here we go. 1, 2, ready. Excellent. Let's do it one more time, just in case people need another shot. 1, 2, ready. Hooray! Hooray. Okay, now, what if instead of my do being F, my do was E flat instead? If my do is here instead. So my first note, my do, of course, is E flat. My re is F. My mi is, G, and my sol is B flat, right? Because we have to think in the E flat major scale, B flat. Okay. Let's sing and show in E flat major. Transposition. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Do, re, mi, sol, mi, re, mi. Do, re, mi, sol, mi, re, do. One more time. Do, re, mi, sol, mi, re, mi. Do, re, mi, sol, mi, re, do. Pick it up. Play it on the horn. Up above a bird in E flat major. 1, 2, here we go. One more time. Wow, look at that. Not only did you learn a song on solfege today, you used it also to transpose it into another key. Woo-hoo-hoo! Whew. Wipe off the sweat. All right. Whew, feeling the burn. Okay. Sometimes I say that this class is like P90X for your ears. Now we're going to do something slightly different. Still on my hand staff here. Maybe it's better if I'm going to do it like this. I think I should have worn a black shirt. I'm gonna point to a note on my staff, and we're still in E flat. Do. And I want you, as I point, to sing the pitch that I'm pointing to. Okay. I'm not gonna sing. I will like chime in slightly delayed so that you can like check your answer. Okay. But I'm not singing. You are. All right. So do is here. Do. Sol. Ooh, that's better. Okay. Mi. Re. Sol. Do. Mi. Re. Do. Excellent. Now, I'm going to up the ante a little bit. I'm going to point to it. I'm going to like count off, and I'm going to point to a short pattern. So you're not singing as I point, you're singing after. You're memorizing what I'm showing you, and then you're going to sing it back to me. Okay, tonal memory here. We're building our tonal memory. I'll be short, like 4 or 8 counts. It's not going to be too long. Also, I'm going to point like this because I'm realizing it was harder to see when I was, okay. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, here I go. I'm going to point to it one more time. Sing it back. Check your answer. I'll sing it. So, so, mi, re, sol, do. Another one. I'll point to it again. Bring it back. Here you go. Check your answer. Mi, mi, do, mi, so, mi, do. Pick up your horn. I'm going to point and you're going to play it back to me. Okay. Same thing, tone memory. When I'm pointing, you will be much more successful in memorizing it if you are actively hearing every note I'm pointing to. Audiate, like I just did, like the Italian grandma thing. That's how much I mean this. Okay. Here we go. Memorizing, and you're gonna play it back to me. Here I go. I'll point it again. Play it back. Play it back. You want to check your answer? So, so, mi, re, do. I'm going to do another one. Actually, yeah. I think I just forgot that one. Hold on, I'm going to do a new one. I'll point to it again. Okay, here we go. You're playing it back. Check your answer. So, so, re, mi, so, mi, do. All right, enough with the hand staff stuff. Now we're gonna do, wait for it, some sight reading. And now I know everybody just like either left the Zoom call or is like gonna crawl under the table. Here we go. I promise it's not that scary because I have prepared you, I've prepped you for nothing but success here. I need to share my screen again. La, la, la. Okay. All right, you should be looking at a little melody called Goodbye Brother. And we are going to sight sing this together and then play it together. The first time I'm going to count you off and we're going to go through this. I actually don't want you to sing at all. I want you to audiate. I want you to think the solfege syllables and hear as much of it, interhear as much of it as you can in time. Okay, so I'm going to count you off. I will sing a couple notes along the way so you can sort of check how well you're doing. Okay, do is here, remember that. 1, 2, ready, go. Do, mi, re, sol, do. Awesome. Let's sing it now all together. We're sight singing on solfege. Now, of course, I should have said this. This is melodies entirely only the same 4 notes that we did before. Okay. Only 4 notes. You can do it. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Do, 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 mi. So, 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 mi. Do, mi, mi, mi. Do, re. Do, 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 mi. So, 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 mi. Do, mi, mi, re, re, do. Fantastic. See, look, was that so bad? It wasn't so bad. If we're going to do it again, we're going to sing it again. If you're ready, show it on your hand staff. If you're like, again, one of these elite solfege people out there, see how much of it you can do without looking on your hand. Here we go. Do is here too. Ready, go. Do, 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 mi. So, 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 mi. Do, mi, do, re. Do, 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 mi. So, 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 mi. Do, mi, re, do. Fantastic. Let's play it on the horn. Here we go. On the horn. 1, 2, ready. Awesome. Great. Now imagine if all of your, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Imagine if all of your sight reading that you ever had to do in auditions or for school or whatever, if you could hear in the same way that we just experienced now. Now, of course, like you need to practice your solfege so you can do that with tonal music. But the more that you build those skills, the more you can look at a piece of music and hear it. Like you're not just hoping the horn kind of places those partials for you. So I really, again, encourage you. Solfege is an amazing tool, and the more that you can incorporate into your study, the easier playing your horn is going to be. I'm going to move on to some horn literature. I know this is the content that you're all waiting for. So I'm going to share my screen once more. Hold on. Oh, so many windows open. Okay. Okay, here we go. And this should be a familiar melody. Mozart. Mozart Horn Concerto number 1. Let's start by just singing it together. If you don't have the solfege, lu, 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 or whatever syllable you want is fine. I don't care. If you've got the solfege, sol, do, mi, re, do, ti, sol, it's great. Okay, we'll go slightly under tempo. 1, 2, 3. Sol, do, mi, re, do, ti, sol, so, re, fa, mi, re, do, mi, do, mi, sol, fa, mi, re, do, ti, la, fa, re, sol, mi, do, re, mi, do. Yes, I'm hoping this is a familiar melody for most of you out there. All right, let's sing it again, but this time we're audiating, a little audiation practice. You're going to sing it. Wait, no. You are audiating, and you're only singing quarter notes and half notes out loud. Everything else you are hearing in your mind. Okay? If you want to clap to keep yourself kind of in time, that's a good tool too. Okay, quarter notes, half notes. Everything else is in your head. 1, 2, 3. So, 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 re, mi, sol, la, do, do. Great, let's buzz the whole thing. From the beginning. 1, 2. Excellent. New task. We are going to sing, but what I would like you to do is tap while you're singing the rhythm of the piano left hand. You're just going to tap that. I would recommend doing it with your left hand since that's like what the piano would be playing is left hand, okay? Tapping the left hand of the piano, singing the melody. 1, 2, 3. Sol, do, mi, re, do, ti, sol, so, re, fa, mi, re, do, mi, do, mi, sol, fa, mi, re, do, ti, la, tapping the piano treble clef right hand in your right hand. Okay. Again, remember what I said. If that last thing I asked you to do was like enough, then just do that again. But if you're ready, now tap both parts while you're singing the Mozart. Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Sol, do, mi, re, do, ti, do, re, ti, sol, sol, re, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, do, mi, sol, fa, mi, re, do, ti, la, la, fa, re, sol, mi, do, re, mi, do. Could we do that one more time? I'm going to slow down. I got a little excited. I went kind of too fast that time. Let's think more like, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Sol, do, mi, re, do, ti, sol, sol, re, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, do, mi, sol, fa, mi, re, do, ti, la, la, fa, re, sol, mi, do, re, mi, do. Fantastic. So this is a process that you could do with any of your literature, anything you're going to play on a recital that you have piano accompaniment. Absolutely so valuable. You could do this with score study too, actually, with an orchestral piece if you wanted. Pick some rhythmic element. In this case, I actually reduced the piano to just 2 different parts. Pick some rhythmic element to tap along while you're singing the horn part. And there's a couple reasons for this. First of all, it's just your awareness of what's happening, right? So often you can tell when somebody has basically no awareness of what the piano is playing and they're just kind of going along on their horn part. So awareness of what's happening in the other part. Also, this is great pulse training. So many times in my life playing Mozart, I've gotten the feedback of like, you need to subdivide. We don't practice subdivision itself away from the horn, which is part of why we're not very good at doing it then when you add horn playing on top of it. So sing your horn music and tap little. You don't even have to be a great accompany. You don't have to. I have like music theory piano skills. You don't have to have great piano skills. You can sing and tap rhythms, and it's so beneficial. Orchestral music, solo music, that sort of thing. Elizabeth, I can tell you want to jump in.
Hi, yeah, can you scroll down just a little bit on the screen?
Oh no, are we missing the bottom?
I think some people might be missing the bottom. I think that's probably better.
Okay.
Also, though, I wanted to let you know that we have a little more than 15 minutes left. I didn't know if you wanted to leave time at the end for some Q&A. We have a lot of questions, but keep going. I just wanted to give you a little heads up.
Okay. I have one more harmony thing I'm going to do with this.
Great.
And then I will switch back to, or we can do some questions.
Okay.
That sound good? Okay. Tell you what, actually, you guys, why don't you pick up your horns and, haha, I forgot this step. Notice, of course, that it's horn and D. We're going to play it on horn now. But first, I want to sing it and I want to show it on hand staff with the transposed notes. So if you have not played horn and D before, everything moves down a minor third. So if I'm looking at it, right, and it looks like it's in C, like C is Do. But if we're moving everything down a minor third, then A becomes Do. So if Do is A, we're in the key of A, 3 sharps. Our first pitch is not G, but E. So let's sing and show the transposed notes on our hand. Okay, sol, do, for example. Sol, do. I know you're seeing me in miniature right now because you're looking at the screen. Give it your best shot. If you haven't transposed before and this is just impossible, this is a judgment-free zone, but something that you can work toward for sure. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Sol, do, mi, re, ti, sol, sol, re, fa, mi, re, mi, do, mi, sol, fa, mi, re, ti, la, la, fa, re, sol, mi, do, re, mi, do. You playing on the horn? Grab your horns. I'm going to be playing some harmony while you're playing this. Okay, because that's our next step. And then I promise to shut up and take questions. Grab your horn. Grab your horn. Okay, I'm going to sing. And if you don't have your horn, sing. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Sol, do, mi, re, do, ti, do, re, ti, sol. Sol, re, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi. Do, mi, sol, fa, mi, re, do, ti, la, la. Fa, re, sol, mi, do, re, mi, do. Beautiful. All the Mozarts happening across the world. This is great. All right, let's talk a little bit about harmony. I'm going to skip that. No time. There's no time. There's no time. Okay, have a gander at this. I have stacked, essentially, if you were to look at what's happening vertically up and down the score, what solfege syllables are happening, otherwise known as the harmony. I have written it out here in solfege. So our first measure, sol, do, mi, re, do, ti, do, do, mi, re, do, ti, do. Our harmony is a do, mi, sol chord. Our next measure is a sol, ti, re, fa, re, ti, sol. You theory people out there, 5, 7. Then we repeat that. We go back to a do, mi, sol, mi, do, and that repeats. Then we go to a 4, a fa chord. Fa, la, do, la, fa. Back to do, mi, sol, mi, do. And then the last beat of that measure, this is sol, mi, do, re, mi, do. You'll see I kind of have two little things chunked there together. That's because beat 4, we go from do, mi, sol to sol, ti, re, fa, just for beat. And then do, mi, sol. So I'm going to sing, or you can go ahead and sing with me, but I'm going to play these harmonies. I just want you to think about the chords underneath. Here we go. Sol, do, mi, re, do, ti, do, re, ti, sol, sol, re, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, do, mi, sol, fa, mi, re, do, ti, la, la, fa, re, sol, mi, do, re, mi, do. Let's sing up and down each one of these. Okay, starting with do, mi, sol. Even better if you can show them on your hand at the same time. So do, mi, sol, right, would be A, C sharp, E. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. Ready? Okay, we're gonna sing up and down. Ready? And do, mi, sol, mi, do. Sol, remember this is an E. Sol, ti, re, fa, re, ti, sol. And that repeats. Sing it again. Sol, ti, re, fa, re, ti, sol. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. An A chord repeats. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. Then we go to, where's fa? Fa is here. What note is it? What's fa? What's the fourth note of A major? D. Fa, la, do, la, fa. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. Sol, ti, re, fa, re, ti, sol. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. Good, very good. If you're ready, pick up your horn and you're going to play up and down each of these now. Okay? If you're not ready, try singing it again and see if you can show it on your hands. I wish I had I was like Octo Woman and I could be doing the hand staff for you at the same time so you'd be like checking your answers, but the Lord didn't bless me with more than 2 arms, so tough nuggets. Here we go. 2, ready, go. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. Sol, ti, re, fa, re, ti, sol. Repeats. Sol, ti, re, fa, re, ti, sol. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. Fa, la, do, All right, next with these harmonies. Yes, we're repeating them a lot, but we are implanting them in your brain so that when you play the solo, you are just operating over this progression and interacting with this progression and phrasing with this progression. I want you to sing roots, meaning the bottom pitch of each of these harmonies only, okay? So we're gonna go do, sol, sol, do. Roots only, right? Bottom pitch. And show it on your hand. Roots only. 1, 2, ready, go. Do, sol, sol, do, do, fa, do, sol, do. Brilliant. Same thing. Playing. Pick up your horn. You're playing. Your first note is A. Your second note is E. You really only need to know 3 notes, right? A, E. Thank you, Elizabeth, for the reminder. Thank you. We'll probably have a couple minutes for questions. A, E, A. What's Fa? D. Here we go. 1, 2, play it, go. Do, sol, sol, do, fa, do, sol, do. Can we do the same thing, but now we're going to sing the second note from the top? So we're starting on mi, which is what note? What's the third note of A major? D sharp. Mi goes to T. What's T in A major? G sharp. And then we go back to mi, C sharp. What's La? La is F sharp. Back to C sharp, G sharp, C sharp. We're singing and you're showing on your hand. Mi is our first note. 1, 2, ready, go. Mi, T, T, mi, mi, la, mi, T, mi. Pick up your horn and play it. Picking up your horn. While you're playing, I'm going to sing the solo over the top of it. Here we go. 1, you're on mi, remember C sharp's your first note? 1, 2, 3. Sol, do, mi, re, do, ti, do, re, ti, sol, sol, re, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, do, mi, sol, fa, mi, re, do, ti, la, la, fa, re, sol, mi, do, re, mi, do. Yes, and we have just one more left. I know we're close on time. We got to sing the top, the third pitch from the top. I'm going to skip the fas. So we start on sol, which is what note in A major? Sol in A major. E, sol goes to re, which is what note in A major? Re. Second note, B natural. E natural to B natural. We go back to sol, which is E. Sol again goes up to Mariah Carey here. Do, which is A or do. You can do either one. A. Then we back to sol, re, sol. Let's sing. 1 and show on your hand. First note is E. 1, 2, ready, go. Sol, re, re, sol. Play it on your horn. Here we go. You're grabbing your horns. 5 minutes. I know. Oh, 1 hour is so little. Here we go. 5. No, you're starting on sol. 1, 2, ready, go. Sol, re, re, sol, mi, sol, fa, mi, re, do, ti, la, la, fa, re, sol, mi, do, now. Another dirty word. I already said sight reading this morning. Oh, what do I have in mind? An improvisation. So now the rest of you will now click out of this session. Trust me, I am like not a trained jazzer. Like, I think we have like huge hangups about the word improvisation. I've given you a sandbox here. You're just gonna pick one pitch per chord and create your own line. So you could do mi, re, ti, do, sol, la, mi, re, do, or whatever you want. You're just picking one pitch. That's it. That's all. And if you can show on your hand at the same time, even better. Singing one note per chord. 1, 2, ready, go. How'd it go? Was that exhilarating? Is that your first time improvising? Holy smokes. Here we go. Same thing, one note per chord, just in case you need a redemption. And then I promise, actually, no, I'm good. One more thing, and then I'll shut up. Okay, 1, 2, ready, go. Yay! Okay, here's the last thing. I promise. This is the highest level thing I will give you all day. I want you to sing your improvisation while you clap the rhythm of the solo. Okay, even for me, this is like, whoo, okay. In it to win it. I'm gonna do it too. Wait, is that gonna mess you up? No, yeah, I'm gonna do it too. Okay. Clapping the rhythm of the solo, singing your improvisation, and then the torture's over. Here you go. 1, 2, 3. Mi, re, sol, do, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi. All right, workout's over. I've got 2 whole minutes to answer questions now, Elizabeth.
You do. And so can you stop sharing your screen for just a second so we can see your lovely face a little bit better? All right, so we have several questions. We're going to do lightning round questions, okay?
Okay.
A lot of them are asking about your materials. Someone asks, where can we buy a copy of your dissertation? And I'd also like to mention that Natalie has a book coming out sometime soon. So would we be able to have access to some of the materials that you shared today, and also talk about copies of your dissertation and talk about your book? Lightning round, go.
Okay, yes, a book is forthcoming. Publishing takes a really, really long time. I have a manuscript. I will absolutely share all of the stuff from today's session with you. I guess I send that to the staff. And
you can send it to us, and we can send it out in the email that goes out tonight with tomorrow's handouts, but it'll also have Natalie's.
Yep, so you'll get the stuff from today, and book is forthcoming.
Okay, awesome. All right, so many people ask that. Lolly Raider, hi Lolly, asks, do you have any suggestions on apps to use to practice solfege?
Apps for solfege practice. There are like scarily few. I actually don't really know of any that are particular to solfege. I know that there are some ear training apps out there, but they're actually more like cognition, like pitch recognition sort of things. One's called Melodia. That's a super, like used around the world. Curtis and Juilliard, I think, use that one, but there's no actual solfege as a part of it. So my recommendation actually would be to just grab like an edition of the Ottman.
A good book.
I think it's the great book. Until mine comes out. Okay. I'm just kidding. No, the Ottman's great. And you can get an old edition. I actually bought an old copy on eBay for like $2 because, you know, it doesn't matter what edition you're using for your own personal practice. So,
okay, yeah. Great. So that actually kind of answers Steve Edens's question as well, of asking resources for self-study of oral training. which I think you've just answered too. So Natalie, I was wondering also, since we're out of time right now, could people maybe email you or message you if they have more questions? Okay.
Absolutely. You can, like, if we're not friends on Facebook, you can add me there.
Yeah.
Send me an email or whatever. Yeah, I'm totally happy to help. I'm also one of the green chair people tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing to mention as well. So if you have more questions for Natalie or any of our other faculty, I don't remember who they are right now, I'm sorry, who are on tomorrow night's green chair session, you can go ahead and go on over to that and ask her more questions about all of this. Um,
Yeah, Elizabeth, will I get the chat transcript and the Q&A transcript? Because I can.
yeah, I think we can probably make that happen. So in the meantime, here are some things that we have coming up today, just so that everyone's aware after Natalie's session. So thanks so much for coming to this session of the online KBHC experience. Rundown for today, as you're all aware of kind of what we do in our scripts here. We're on the second one, so you can't really go to the guided warm-up or Natalie Douglass's session anymore because they're over. You can find them on YouTube, however. At 2 p.m., we're going to have Jesse McCormick teaching a session called All About Auditions. At 4, Bernard Scully. Those are our two artistic directors, by the way, back to back, just a jam-packed afternoon. Anyway, at 4, Bernard Scully is going to be teaching musicianship, setting goals, and more. 6 p.m. we have one of those green chair circles, which is an open Q&A. So it's a little bit different than the green chair circles we've had in the past couple of days in that it's not like a social hour. It's asking questions to people, our faculty like Natalie. I don't remember who's in it today. I'm so sorry. It should be in the email that you got last night though about today's stuff. And then at 8:30 p.m., we're going to have our faculty staff performances. There's some stellar things there that you don't want to miss from all of our illustrious faculty, including Natalie, and including Jesse McCormick and Bernard and Frank Lloyd and Sadie Glass and Peggy. There's a whole bunch of us in there. So go on over to that when you at 8:30 p.m. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. In the meantime, you can find us on YouTube by searching for Kendall-Betts Horn Camp. You can also find us on Facebook using @KB and Instagram using @official_KBHC. We encourage you to post to social media using hashtag KBHC 2020. And we encourage you to take part in our TP challenge advertised 2 nights ago in Clam Night. Be sure to submit your videos by midnight tonight, EDT, and use both hashtag KBHC 2020 and hashtag KBHC Mute Challenge. All who submit videos will be entered to win an online KBHC Experience t-shirt. Thanks again so much for attending this session with Dr. Natalie Douglass, and thank you, Natalie, for being here today. And we will see you soon for more online horn camp.
So much fun. Thanks, guys.